The Terraria 1.3 update for PS4 was launched last month in December, with the Xbox One update supposed to be following close behind. About 2 weeks ago, Pipeworks gave us the final update before everyone began their Christmas holidays. We're now well into the first week of January, so what's the news? How's it going, crew? This is Happy Days, and today we have some more news on the Terraria 1.3 update for PS4 and Xbox One. Also, just quickly guys, Happy New Year! As this is my first video for 2018, I'll put my personal messages to our community at the end of this video. With that said, let's get started. Earlier today, Pipeworks Studio released a tweet with their message. As promised, here's a status update on Terraria Logic 1.3 PS4 hotfixes and an Xbox One release. Following the message is a link which, when we follow it, it takes us to the official Terraria forums and a post by Clear Conscious, who's the Pipeworks Studio's community manager. It reads, "Greetings Terrarians. We just wanted to take a moment to share our plans going forward for PS4 and Xbox One." Then there's a heading, additional PS4 hotfixes. The following bugs below have been addressed and will be released in our next update for PS4. At the moment, we're working on another crash bug before submitting this new update for certification. We'll let you know as soon as we have an ETA, however, it shouldn't be long. Bug fixes planned for the next update. Now, there's quite a list here, so feel free to pause the video if you'd like to read them all. Let's look at a few of the major ones, though. Fixed another instance of split screen becoming distorted during Blood Moon events, which is pretty annoying if playing multiplayer. Fixed a crash that would occur when the user approached the dungeon on their main world. And I'm glad they're fixing crashes, because that is one of the worst things that can happen in a game. They fixed a rogue camera bug in split screen that caused the primary player's camera to go straight to outer space, which would actually be kind of funny to see, but would totally be annoying at the same time. They fixed a bug where world changes would not save when autosave was triggered, and I think they may have mentioned that in a previous update, that turning off autosave is a good thing to do at the moment. Fixed other instances of players spawning with the stone debuff. That's when you pretty much couldn't move and you had to wait for enemies to kill you before you could play properly. Fixed a crash that would occur when 6 or more players were in multiplayer session, which is a shame. You know, a lot of people really want to play 1.3 on multiplayer. And fixed a critical path bug that was preventing worlds from being blessed with any new metal, which is important for progression in 1.3 and hard mode in general. So that's quite a list of fixes incoming. Now, just to confirm, these fixes will go live when the PS4 version updates next, which we don't have an estimated time of release yet. The post continues. Now let's cover some of the other bugs that have been reported by the community. We're still investigating the following, which means I haven't fixed it yet. They're still trying to replicate the bug and see if they can squash it. So the multiplayer world overwrite bug, other crashes that occur on death, lunar events, etc, etc. Events not spawning at all, which is kind of sad. General performance, so if it's running slowly on your PS4, which we don't want, and projectiles vanishing completely. And then they've got a note underneath that says, a workaround is avoiding dies until the following patch, where it should be fixed. Now, I think they're commenting on the projectiles disappearing. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if so, simply not using dies at the moment seems to add a bit more stability to 1.3, so probably an easy way to make the version run a little bit smoother for you guys. And the segment finishes with, if you're encountering a lot of crashes or instability, please send us a copy of your entire saved data for Terraria. You can find instructions on how to do that by clicking the link. Now, as always guys, I'll put the links in the description. It takes you to the official Terraria forums, where you can check out all that info if you want to. So it seems like Pipeworks is making decent progress on the PS4 version. Now, one thing I meant to mention to you guys is also consider that I think the updates are coming out slower for console, because my understanding is each update needs to be resubmitted to Sony and Microsoft for certification, and this is unlike the PC version, where as soon as the Terraria devs have finished the hotfix, they can immediately release it. They don't have to ask anyone for approval. So that does slow console down quite a bit there. But what about the Xbox One? We were told it was awaiting certification from Microsoft. Shouldn't it be released by now? Let's read what Pipeworks has to say about this. So the next section has the heading Xbox One status update, and they go on to say, understandably, we've been getting a lot of questions about the Xbox One version of Terraria 1.3. We're in the process of resolving the same crash bug mentioned above, and once that is resolved, we will be resubmitting the Xbox One update for certification. We understand the frustration, but given this will include all the fixes we've outlined thus far, we think Xbox One players will be getting a smoother experience at launch. Now, I don't believe we heard if the Xbox One certification requested was accepted or rejected, and Pipeworks just said they're resubmitting the Xbox One update for certification. Now, a few of you in the community actually mentioned this, but it seems that knowing such large bugs exist in the current submission, Pipeworks may be putting that one on pause until they can submit an updated Terraria 1.3 for Xbox with some of the major bugs already fixed. I guess that's to avoid what happened with the PS4 launch. They continue. We've made every effort to get the update out sooner to Xbox players, but the holidays and some factors outside of our control put a wrench into those plans. So as soon as they've submitted both updates to certification, they'll let us know. They want to thank everyone in the community, whether their feedback was positive or negative, as it's been helpful in prioritizing the most important aspects of the update. We're listening and appreciate the feedback. I may have mentioned this in one of my previous update videos, but trying to get major versions launched around December when companies are busy and with the Christmas holidays fast approaching was always likely going to cause these delays. I mean, we probably could have seen this coming. But if you're a PS4 player and you're finding the 1.3 update enjoyable so far, then by all means continue to enjoy it and post those bug reports when you find them. But if you are finding it very frustrating with the bugs and crashes, it might be worth waiting a couple of weeks just until they get ironed out so you can really enjoy how amazing 1.3 really is. Now, to our Xbox One players, at this stage I would keep your expectations in check, as it seems to me we won't be seeing 1.3 go live on Xbox One until maybe the end of January at this stage. It does suck because we were told the Xbox One 1.3 update was awaiting certification from Microsoft, but it seems Pipeworks is taking time to squash some of the major bugs first, which I guess can only be a good thing, right? How do you guys feel about the Terraria 1.3 update launch so far for PS4 and Xbox One? Should they have waited until January or February this year, when more of the bugs were squashed before even releasing it in the first place? Or do you like that they tried to get it out sooner, even though it's been a little bit of a rocky road so far? Vote using the card on screen now, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Now, whenever I do these videos, I tend to get a lot of people ask about the mobile and Nintendo Switch versions of the Terraria 1.3 update. Now, I might do a complete wrap-up video of what we know so far about the mobile and Switch versions of 1.3, but at this stage, there's not actually much new news to report, guys. New news is tongue twister. Pipeworks' last official statement on the mobile and Switch versions was that their immediate goal is to get the PS4 and Xbox One versions of 1.3 to fully launch and to patch as many launch bugs as they can until they deem the console version to be mostly stable. And by that I mean there's no more crashes or game-breaking bugs like save files failing or world corruption and things like that. They said once they've achieved all of that, they'll put their entire team to focus on the mobile and Switch versions of the game. Now, at this stage, guys, considering the extended delays we've seen with the console launch and how certification slows the process down further, that is waiting for Sony and Microsoft to respond to updated versions and blah blah blah, I really recommend not to get your hopes up too much too soon. So let's say Pipeworks start focusing on mobile in February, then I would think it would take at least a month or so to get it ready for a full 1.3 launch. So I'll let you guys know as soon as I have some updated info to share with you all. And as I mentioned, I might do a video dedicated to mobile and Switch, so you know exactly what the info is. Now, just before we wrap up today's video, I want to say a big Happy New Year to our community. As you guys know, I've been away for a week to celebrate New Year's with friends and family, headed to a beach because in Australia it's still summer at the moment, which is kind of crazy. I only got a little bit sunburned, so that's kind of nice, but it always makes it hard to sleep because you roll on your sunburn all the time. It's like, ah! But I'm excited to be back, guys, all refreshed, and I'm ready for a huge 2018 with all of you. So I hope you guys grabbed a few games during the Steam sales, and I enjoyed all your awesome presents, and most importantly, spending some time relaxing with your family and friends. Now, my immediate goal over the next few weeks is to get our Terraria series back on track, so I expect them to start back up over the next few days, and I'll be dropping a 2018 channel update video to let you all know what to expect and what's happening this year on our channel. So guys, smash that like button if you can't wait for all the bugs to be destroyed from the Terraria 1.3 update, and consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Terraria on our channel. And here's the most important part, as always, you all stay happy and I'll see you soon. This is Happy Days signing out. See ya!